What's going on, guys, and welcome to a video where I'm going to be talking about what I want from The Crew 2. So, The Crew 2 has been announced. It was announced about a week ago from Ubisoft. Basically, they just came out and said, yeah, there's going to be another The Crew game. It was just kind of like, okay, there you go, have a game. So we don't know when it's coming out yet. We don't really know much about it at all. We got a brief look at what could potentially be the logo for the game, and that was about it really. We didn't really get any other information. But in this video I'm going to talk about what I want from The Crew 2. So let's get started now. The Crew was a pretty good game in my opinion. It was the first racing game I ever played on PS4, so that really meant something to me. I got a PlayStation 4 mainly because I wanted to play The Crew, and it was in my eyes a pretty good game. The driving mechanics are not great. They could definitely do with a lot of improvements. I believe they did slightly change them up a little into the game's release. However, they're still not great. They're arcade. It's an arcade racer. However, they're not the best controls in any game, I will be honest. However, they're not too bad, but the big thing about The Crew is that it's a giant open world, and I mean absolutely enormous. It's basically the whole of America scaled down. However, it's still pretty big. It takes a decent amount of time to get from one corner of the map to the other, and it's a nice, it's just, there's so much different stuff. There's the mountain area, where it's all snowy mountains, and that's a really awesome area. There's like like deserts and the sand plains. It's a really good map. So basically, The Crew 2 needs to have another big map, because that is what makes The Crew, a gigantic map. Now, I'm hoping that we're not going to see America again, because if we did, it's basically just going to be the same map again. So I'm hoping that somewhere like Europe, like a very scaled down version of Europe or a part of Europe, could be pretty cool. We could have something where maybe you have the United Kingdom for one bit, and then you can, I don't know, get a ferry or a plane or something across to France, Spain, Germany, Italy, places like that, and then that can just be all scaled down. I mean that would be pretty cool, because there's not many games set in Europe. They always are set in America, and I'm almost 100% certain that this game won't be set in America, because the thing is, how are they going to make the game different if it's just set in the same map again? That wouldn't make sense. And I mean, even if they change the map, what are they going to change about it, So unless they made it bigger somehow, it'd just be more spread out. I don't know, but basically I would love to see Europe in The Crew. I think that would be a pretty cool thing. I'd love to drive around Europe. It would be something a hell of a lot different, and it would just be really cool. Even Australia, possibly. I mean, we saw Forza Horizon 3 brought Australia. Australia is the map for that game. We could potentially see that in The Crew, maybe. It's possible. I would personally prefer Europe, because we've got Australia for Horizon 3, so I'd like to see Europe for The Crew 2. However, whatever way they go, I don't know, maybe they go South Africa or something, they could do, or South America or anything. They could do anything really, but I hope that it's going to be a really big map again, and somewhere like Europe, Australia, America, South America, Africa, whatever. I don't really care. It's just I really want to see a nice big map. As for the graphics, I'm hoping that the graphics are going to be a little bit better than they are in The Crew. It's just what you kind of expect. I think the graphics did also get an overhaul into The Crew's release. So I mean, I won't be too bothered if they've got the same graphics. It wouldn't bother me too much. I don't really care about graphics too much anyway. It's not a big thing. So that would be a cool thing. Like I said, the handling model could do with a little bit of work. I would like it to be just a little bit nicer. The cars, and especially the bikes, they're really hard to control, and they flip around all over the place. The bikes especially don't turn very well. So yeah, I'd like to see the handling model changed a little bit. As for like cars and stuff, I mean, I want to pretty much see all the cars that we've got in The Crew, with hopefully the addition of some others. And then I would love to see a season pass. We got a season pass for The Crew when it came out. I think we had 4 different DLC packs. I'd like to see that again with The Crew 2, and then like they did with The Crew, a couple of expansions. An expansion every year. We got the Wild Run expansion, and we got the Calling All Units expansion. So I'd like to see something like that as well, because you know, that kept the game alive, especially the Wild Run expansion. I think that was expansion was great. Calling All Units wasn't as good. It just lacked content. It was a little bit kind of boring in my opinion. Not great, but the Calling All Units expansion, sorry, the Wild Run expansion, really good. I'd love to see something like that again. What else do I have to talk about really? I mean, look, we've talked about DLC, we've talked about the map, we've talked about the cars. There's not really too much else to talk about, I don't think, just off the top of my head. I mean, obviously the crew has day-night cycle. I would expect to see that again. I mean, if we didn't have day-night cycle, then that would be a very strange thing, so I expect to see that. A massive map. Yeah, really just more of the crew. Some people didn't like the crew. They thought, I don't know what they thought. They just didn't think it was a very good game. I really love the crew. I don't really play much anymore. However, I still think it's a really good game. It lasted a decent amount of time for me. And with the exception of the Calling All Units expansion, everything's been pretty good. I mean, the Calling All Units expansion was good. What we got was good. However, we didn't get very much. That's the problem. It was a very small little thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up the video there, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.